There's part of me that's like, well, I think God just wants to use the thing that like you're really stoked about because that makes him stoked.
Right.
You know?
And that's what he put it in you.
Yeah. Like it's like turns out he wants to use your gifting.
Yeah.
But then like there's the other half of it, which is like that will probably also involve like your Achilles heel, because that's how he gets glory out of it. It's Paul in 2 Corinthians 12.
Yeah.
It's that thing. It's the thorn in the flesh thing, where it's like, okay, cool. You know, Paul has that thorn. Like he asked the Lord 3 times to take it away. God says no. Yeah. This is like debilitating. Like whatever it is, like, you know, scholars talk about, they're like, it's a mental thing or it's a physical thing or whatever, like whatever it is, it's debilitating.
Yeah.
Like it's like preventing him. And he's like telling the Lord that, like, he's like, this is like getting in the way. And he says, because my power is made perfect in weakness. Yeah.
Right. Because if we could do it on our own, we wouldn't even lean on the Lord.
Right. There are some translations where it like talks about, he says like, because my weakness is like a portal for the power of God.
Welcome to another episode of Protect the Altar podcast. And today we are so excited because we have a very special guest all the way from Nashville, Tennessee, Nick Bays.
Do you cue the applause track now?
Give it up.
Are you gonna add like a full house?
Dude,
like
we should. We absolutely should. In fact,
that would be great.
2 episodes ago, it was a live recording audience. So that was not a...
Yeah.
Oh, you did one live.
Yeah, that one was live. That one was
kind of fun.
Yeah.
So when you hear the claps in that one, that was real.
That was real. They were real claps.
That was
yeah.
real.
Yeah.
But we're gonna add them in for you.
They weren't 90. Okay, so and I honestly prefer that. If it were just like 90s sitcom claps.
Yeah.
That's more my flavor, I think.
Maybe a whistle
yeah.
at the end.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Just or maybe even halfway through, just go, oh.
we need a sound. We need to like.
You need that.
You need where you just press the buttons. Yeah.
Just the sample board.
Yeah, like the Jonas Brothers podcast.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Yeah. We need that. Just cue all of the noises. So today you might be wondering, Nick Bays, we want to talk about what you do, who you are, kind of where you got into what you do. And so to preface it, Nick Bays is with Essential Music, and he is a professional songwriter. He's been writing for many years. That's what I understand.
Professional loosely. Would you loosely use that term?
Loosely. In Nashville, we loosely use that.
Yeah. So, they put up with me doing it, I think.
Oh, absolutely not. Y'all, he is one of my favorites. He helped co-write Gallows with North Palm Worship, and we love that. Notorious. As well as While I Breathe, I Hope, which is going to be on our summer EP, which, by the way, I haven't even told you that.
Yeah.
I haven't even told you that.
That song, that's such a cool song.
Yeah, it's very, Monday through Saturday vibes. It's not our Sunday corporate vibe, but it's definitely a fun, like reminder.
Worship in the week.
Worship during the week, yeah. And so, Nick, you were, I think, born and raised for a period of time in Columbia, South Carolina, right?
Correct.
And
yes.
Tell me, you kind of grew up in the church, grew up in ministry.
That's right. Yep.
Give us some context for how you even got involved in
songwriting. A little bio, if you will.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I got you.
If you will.
And I will. You guys are so official. I love this. It's just so. I should do top button. Yes. I was born in Pennsylvania, but like raised in the 803. So yes, in Columbia. Let's go. Cola Town, if you will. Do people call it that?
They call it the Met now. So.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, you were saying that yesterday. Yeah, the Met, which I don't know what that means, but I'm in on
Metro.
it.
Dude,
that's right. Yeah, Metro.
I've never heard it called that.
Yeah.
You're like not vetted.
But I also don't have anything to do with Columbia, so
not based at all. Yeah. But yes, I grew up in Columbia. Parents are in ministry. My parents are kids pastors. And so
they still are?
Still are.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. So they've been doing it for, my goodness, like over 40 years, which
what?
Bro.
That is so cool.
Yeah. And they're the freaking sweetest, man. Like they're just the best people.
Are they still in Columbia?
So they're in West Virginia now, which is where they're from. Okay. And so, yeah, so they're both from West Virginia. And kind of grew up like, they were kind of moved to like a couple different churches in their life, and kind of like longer like staff position, tenure, whatever. roles at churches. But yeah, so I was born in Pennsylvania. We were there they were there for like 8 years pastoring. Wow. And then we moved to South Carolina when I was 6. And so we're there until I left for college. And
wow, that was a long time.
So like South Carolina is like, adolescent upbringing,
right?
Home. Like that's kind of what I like consider home, in terms of like growing up. But
right, the memories.
Grew up in the church rat through and through.
Falling asleep in the pews.
Hundo. Yes, absolutely. Getting pinched by my dad. Like, sit up straight.
That is the truth.
Yeah, not here.
Get it together.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Yeah. So, grew up in the church. Man, church kid my whole life. And, I'm trying to think bullet
points. How did you just like discover like this love for music and like getting into that space of even like leading worship? Did you start leading worship like in kids' church or like?
Yeah, church through and through. I mean, church was really was the plug for music for sure.
Wow.
It's the 90s when I grew up. So it was like, I was we were laughing a second ago, but it's like I was raised on Lifeway Christian Bookstore.
Right.
It was CCM in my blood through and through. It was like that.
So who was your favorite artist?
Oh man. Stephen Curtis Chapman's the GOAT.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just fight me. You know what I mean?
Fight me.
It's just he is. Yeah.
I'm going deep.
Yeah. Sorry to let everybody know. It's just he is. Yeah. But yes, I grew up on that stuff.
Because if you were about to say Carmen.
No, but and Carmen.
I was gonna be like, dude.
That's a yes and.
Yeah. Yes. And he like low
Dude, Mission 316. Do you remember that song?
No, because I was a low key freaked out by him.
Sorry, you'll get there.
I'll get there.
You'll get there.
I'll get there. I wasn't deep enough for Carmen.
And God's working on you. It's okay.
God's working on me.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, we all have a journey.
Yeah, it's about the journey,
Yeah. No, Carmen is like, he's Mount Rushmore level.
Yeah.
So true.
I mean, he was selling out stadiums. I mean, that was incredible.
Yeah.
Wow. That was incredible.
He had a cartoon cat at one point.
What?
Do you remember that? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. I remember that.
Again, shout out Lifeway Christian Bookstore. It was like you would walk in and it was like the cardboard end cap or whatever.
Wow.
That was just like it was like all Carmen CDs.
Wow.
And paraphernalia.
Or
whatever.
Merch.
Yeah, merch.
Yeah. That the word we're looking for.
Paraphernalia. Yeah. There's Carmen paraphernalia.
He was a hope dealer.
That's so it.
Dude. Okay, all right. So
Hope
what a
dealer
time
is
to be
crazy.
alive. Okay, so Stephen Curtis Chapman, Carmen.
Yeah.
So you're being formed by all this stuff. You're in Lifeway Christian
Yes.
Bookstore. You're running around.
Yeah, being formed by it. From like early, like 5-year-old me, cassette Walkman in the back of my parents' car.
Oh, wow.
On family vacation, listening to like, Stephen Curtis cassettes and all that. So you get it. Like you get the picture. Yeah. And just singing my little heart out.
He put this in your heart from like since you were born. Like it wasn't something that.
Yes. Yeah. I just was raised on it. I was raised around like that was.
But your parents weren't musicians, or they are?
So yeah. Well, they both are. Yeah. So
okay.
So my mom. My mom played piano for years.
Wow.
Yeah, and is like a fantastic piano player, and I think she's played in a long time, which kind of bums me out. Mom play piano again. But yeah, I grew up watching. It's so funny. My dad played saxophone and flute, like a couple of different wind instruments, and they would do like I grew up watching them do at this time in history. It was called like offertory specials, like songs. It's like while they're like passing the offering plates.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's like, and it was literally like my dad playing with my mom accompanying him like on the piano.
Oh wow.
And so so just the precious.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
So all right, so you watch that. It kind of runs in the family, and so then you're growing, but where did the songwriting component come in? When did you fall in love with songwriting?
Man, I'm trying to think. It's probably like middle school. I really started falling in love with it. I think like John Mayer and stuff like that, like pop music of that variety at that time was kind of my gateway drug into that. It was like I heard, like John Mayer's like Any Given Thursday, like the live thing, and I was like, it was like for a 90s kid raised on like CCM music, it's like you hear something like that and you're like, it can be this, whoa, like, and it's just kind of eye-opening, so in the coolest way.
Right.
So yeah, like stuff like that kind of made me fall in love with songwriting and just the idea of it. It's funny, I was like hanging with a friend the other day and we were like talking about this randomly. We're like I think I always thought that like artists always wrote their own songs, like when I was growing up.
Me too.
Did y'all feel that way? Like,
I think so.
like in my brain, like I was like I would hear it, like I would, and some of them did,
Some
but
of
like,
them did.
yeah,
Most of them didn't.
But I thought that was like, that was the only way it happened, was just like,
It
was
felt,
like, if you're singing it, you
should have written it.
You came up with this.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Especially if they sing it as good as like Whitney Houston singing Dolly Parton's song.
Right. Yes.
I'm like, I thought
example.
Whitney wrote it.
100%. Yeah.
So
That, like,
I
you
almost
wrote
felt betrayed a little bit.
Yeah, it's true.
I was like, by the artist, I felt like you tricked me.
Yeah. Isn't it a weird, like deflating letdown? Like you're like, you're not who I thought you
You
were.
actually you don't have anything to say, do you?
Yeah,
you just
you
want to sing.
Do you ball?
Do you? It's a little intense. It's a little intense.
It's like way over the edge. But that pointing to your question, like I always thought that that's how it happened. And so it was like, at the same time, again, around like middle school age and stuff, like into high school, it was like, I was also like falling in love with like bands. Like it was like, Switchfoot, Reliant K, all these bands that I was just
what
like,
a time.
What a time. The best, like golden era.
Such a great time.
Yeah. And so like just fell in love with bands, and that was like the coolest thing. Like that's what made me want to play guitar. It was like, and I feel like guitar was really just a vehicle to just like, for a song to ride in. Like it was like, oh, that's so cool. It's like just chasing, the feeling of like, oh, whoa, I just learned how to play like Dare You to Move by Switchfoot. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just like chasing that high forever. Like, you know what I mean? Like of just like, of the very like isolated power behind that, of is this a superpower? Like I can just do this,
Yes.
like, just little old me sitting in my bedroom, I feel that. hitting track on the CD player. I'm like, wait, how did he do it? What is it? So
you were picking that stuff out by ear.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like I had like really bad like preliminary like guitar, not like bad, like they were like proficiently great, but it was like, I had like your standard like, here's how to play scales, and I was like, boring, and I was like, this is a means to an end.
This is a means to an end, yeah.
Power chords, babe. So it was just like, I just want to strum my emotions out of my body.
That's such a good way to put it.
That's very
so
true.
you fall in love through all of that, like you're growing up with all of those musical influences.
Yeah.
And so then you start leading worship. Is that what happens? Like later?
Yeah. I mean, I can kind of like backpedal a little bit. Like, I mean, so yeah, like grew up obviously like being in church, like around church music. So it was like, from church rat days to like, hey, get up, stop touching the drum set on a set. Like, bro, it's Thursday afternoon. It's like, I know my dad made me be here. Like, you know what I mean? To, all the way to like singing in like, singing in like kids choirs and, you name it, all that stuff. So just like around music and around worship, growing up, and, started singing in church at like a pretty young age, again, just involved and stuff. And, and then was like, really fortunate to have like either like worship pastors or just like people who are a part of doing worship for my church.
Yeah.
When at a young age, just be like, hey, just come along and do with us. Like you clearly love this and are obsessed with this, and you this is kind of your thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So like, let's just make space for you. Like, so just come along. And so
Wow.
that was kind of it. Yeah, I mean, started like leading worship when probably like middle school age, like, you know, youth group stuff. And,
So that's in South Carolina. And then I know as you grew up, you moved, I think, for a time to Chicago, right?
yeah.
So you were a worship pastor in Chicago for a while?
Yep. Yeah. For a little over 10 years. So yeah, I landed in Chicago by way of school. So yeah, like went to college like an hour south of Chicago.
Wow.
And then, yeah, as I was finishing college, it was like a couple months before I was like wrapping up school, like my senior year. And, my parents were at the church in South Carolina that we had been at, you know, like 17 years or whatever. And they were, I remember getting a phone call and they were like, yeah, we're transitioning out. So we're gonna, you know, we're probably like 2 months. I was like, that's cool. Well, I finished school in 2 months, so I got to figure out where I'm going and what I'm going to do, you know, cause I can't move home because that's not going to be where I think it is. You know?
Yeah.
So, you know, kind of had to like get my ducks in a row pretty quick. And I remember, you know, coming home for that and, you know, having, you know, my little crisis of faith moment where I was just like, I like, man, this life gets real fast, which like all things considered is not that crazy. It's like, that's pretty over dramatic, but
it feels like that.
you know, yeah, but it's
In
like,
the
it's,
moment, you're living
yeah,
it.
yeah. It's just like typical crossroads of your life.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, okay, cool. Like figure out what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I prayed, I'd spent a couple weeks praying and was like, had friends in Chicago and, you know, I had been spending a little bit of time in Chicago, and had found a church there, through kind of a crazy set of circumstances because I was coming out of this little like prodigal phase of my life. And,
That's great.
and a friend dragged me into this church in Chicago, and that was like as my parents were going through that transition.
Wow,
And
that's a
you know,
lot.
so like, you know, typical church hurt cliche pastor's kid vibe where just kind of questioning everything and really like finding faith for myself, you know.
Exactly. That's important.
Yeah, and you know, felt like a rough go at the time, and didn't really want to have anything to do with it. And a friend of mine dragged me into this church one morning after we had been out all night.
Wow.
And was like, hey, dude, I think maybe we should just go to church. And I was just out of it just enough to be like, dude, whatever. Like, I mean, honestly, what I'm gonna do? Like, you're my ride. It's like, you know, it's like we
Sure, pal.
we had driven from school, so we're like an hour away from
Wow.
campus, you know.
Wow.
Wow.
And I was like, well, yeah, man. I mean, what else am I gonna do? Yeah, like I rode up here with you, so. And so
Guess I'm stuck.
Yeah, I'm stuck. I'm like, guess we're going to church, man.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, and so he'd, yeah, so we walk into this church, and you know, I was so just like not in, you know, just like
Right.
was just like I was like, oh God, the band is terrible. This is awful, you know, whatever. They weren't that bad, but it just I,
Okay.
you know, more annoyed than anything, you know,
yeah.
at that point, you know, when you're like out all night. So I went in, and it's like song 2 or 3, I'm still rolling my eyes, you know, and basically leaned over to my friend and was like, hey, I was like, dude, I'm just gonna go wait out here. Like, I'm like, this is what. And as I start to walk out, it literally, it felt like the Holy Spirit, like you know, whenever somebody like kicks the back of your knees and kind of is like, gotcha,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, and your knees, but like I sat down in the chair and just wrecked, and by the Holy Spirit.
Do you remember what song was going on, or there wasn't a song going on, or it had nothing to do with the song?
No, it was while it was during the worship set.
Wow.
And yeah, and it was this, I think song 2 was like, it's crazy that I remember this. Song 2 was that John Mark McMillan song, How He Loves Us.
How he.
And then the song where that happened, where I was like, where I just melted, and the Holy Spirit grabbed my shirt collar I was a Hillsong tune. I'm running to your arms, I'm running to your arms. The riches I forget what it's Forever Rain.
Oh
Yeah,
yes, what a throwback!
such a throwback.
So
Yeah,
good.
yeah. And I came up on the Hillsong stuff and like the early United. You know, that was like it was like coded for that in youth group vibes.
Wow.
But
So
but
God
but yeah,
met
so
you.
yeah, so it was that song. And yeah, I just radically encountered the Spirit of God.
Wow.
And that just flicked a domino. And
Yeah.
it was and I remember just totally it just completely redefined. Like I was just like all right, Jesus, we're so back.
We're so back.
We're so back. And yeah, and so I remember going back you know, like the next week. Like I was like you know, I remember calling my mom and was like Mom, I think if I could find a church like this, I could maybe see myself getting back into like being a part of worship again. Like, you know what I mean? Like that could maybe be cool, but like, don't get your hopes up, whatever, slow down.
Don't get your hopes up.
You know, just so ridiculous. But, and then, yeah, fast forward 10 years later, I was there leading worship for 10 years.
Wow.
At that church.
That's crazy.
Wow, that's so special. You just never know, like worship teams and worship leaders, like when you're leading worship.
That's it.
What could be happening to people.
That's it.
And that's what we want.
Yeah, that is. And the best part is that it doesn't have to be perfect.
It doesn't have to be.
That's like one of my favorite things about it is like,
Yeah,
you know, like the churches was and still is in this old like repurposed like comedy club.
Wow.
Like in Chicago.
Wow.
Like in the River West neighborhood.
I love that.
And for them. Yeah, it used to be this club called like Kaboom. Like it was like again,
keep the name.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was like
exactly what happened to me that Sunday.
Yeah. Good morning, Kaboom. But so like
the merch would go off.
Would pop.
You mean paraphernalia, right?
Paraphernalia.
Correct. Thank you for that. Actually,
thank you for the correction.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, forever coined. Yeah, but I love that part. Like I love that like the sound was kind of bad.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like I love that that like. You know, it's like weird 500 seat theater, like folding chairs and half of them are falling apart. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and God still meets.
Because it's just like, man, Jesus will find you anywhere,
anytime,
like anywhere.
So exactly. True, even when you were drugged to church, like you were, you know, let's just, you know,
quite literally like drugged to church, you know,
but God could meet you in any state.
And he did,
it's just, and we've seen that God met you in a similar way.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I know. That's why I've like, I love that's basically all me and Tim have been doing is just like, I just been riding around in Tim's truck.
Story time.
And I'm just like, can we get story time, dude?
Story time.
Tell me every story.
Tim story time.
I live for the story.
I live for the TTT.
It's real, man. Like, whoa. That's crazy.
Put it on. That is crazy.
That's
Tim's
crazy.
story
TTT
time.
is crazy.
Put it on a shirt or
TST. Okay, so
TST.
Yeah, TST. Yeah. I can spell. So, but basically.
Yeah, sorry.
That's crazy though. Like when you think about it, like God just like, it's like, no, sit down. Let me show you. Like, let me encounter you and show you what I made you for.
Yeah. I mean, literally grabbed me by the shirt collar. And, you know, and it's like, you know, like I realized like so much of it was, you know, it's like we've been like laughing, doing bits about like childhood trauma, you know, it's like, you know, but it's like, man, like I realized so much of it came from so much of like the hurt that I was carrying or was this perception of how the Lord felt about me, that was all performative. Like it was based on, it was like, that was my trauma. Was like, you know, or whatever.
Lies of the enemy.
Which is such like a trigger word. I hate using that word. It's like
right.
I'm triggered by that trauma, you know, whatever.
True.
But in all sincerity, I mean, it's like, you know, that was kind of the journey to like the start of I think like the healing process for me.
Wow.
And it was just like realizing like what the wound was.
Mm-hmm.
And realizing that like, I don't actually have to like cover it up or like run away from it or shy away from it. And that the Lord actually wants to heal it.
Yes.
Because he wants to correct the perception of how I was seeing his heart towards me, which
good,
wasn't it,
dude.
you know?
Absolutely.
That's good. That's powerful.
It's the best.
Yeah, that changes everything too. And whenever the Lord actually heals us, we're never the same. Like we truly can enjoy life and see and perceive life in a totally different way. And then if you're writing songs, especially for the church, and then you want to make sure you get the one that is the bridegroom of his bride. We want to get his heart right if we're writing for the bride and the bridegroom. So it's like we can't misinterpret that when we're writing. And then also like if we're leading worship, we want to make sure we're leading from a place of like knowing how the Lord feels about us accurately, that we truly can't earn his love.
Big time.
We can't perform our way into his heart. He just loves us. He just loves us, and he's already chosen us, and he wants to heal us, and that changes everything. So God does this work in you. You become this worship leader, and you're now like 180. Actually, your parents probably, I would imagine, that since that conversation with your mom, they were probably praying for you that whole time.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. Yeah, I'm a product of a 3 a.m. praying mom. Like, no question.
Piano playing, 3 a.m. praying.
Bars.
That should be a song that you write for your mother.
We got that right. But no, I am. I mean, through and through. And I she doesn't need reminding, but I remind her of that all the time. That's and awesome. How thankful I am.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. I just, last month or whatever, just sent her my annual, novel book long text message on Mother's Day of just like, wouldn't be here, babe. More for you.
So real,
literally,
like
in multiple ways.
Yeah, literally, figuratively, spiritually, all of it. But I mean, but it's true. Yeah, I mean, yeah, my mom, what is that woman is just the 3 a.m. whether I'm at the house, out of the house, whatever, just up and just praying. So yeah, I'm a product of the covering of prayer for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
So I want to get into some of the songwriting because that's like my favorite part. And how did you get...
Not Jesus.
Okay, Jesus is obviously...
Anyway, so that's super cool about your life and everything. Let's talk about music. I'm just joking, dude.
Not what I meant at all.
I'm just joking.
What I meant is some of my favorite part of the journey of your life, I think, is songwriting because you're so gifted. I don't think people realize how gifted you are in singing, playing, and songwriting. And so like... because I've been in sessions with you where I've seen the way your brain works and how you just can like this way. And it's so fascinating because not everybody processes that quickly and not everybody can verbalize the processing that quickly. And so it's so entertaining and it's also fun. So bounce off,
Yeah. I'm actually paying them to do studies in a lab to figure out what's wrong.
No, what's right. What's right. And let's duplicate it. Can we all take pills?
It's like all those like memes or reels that go around there. It's like, I love what's wrong with you.
I love what's wrong with you. Never change what's wrong with you.
Oh man.
And so, no, but for real, that's so cool. And so then you tap into that. How did you get with Essential? Like, how did you move to Nashville? I want to know how did that part of your journey happen?
Yeah. So I got connected with Essential, but like the whole, just kind of this like Nashville part of my chapter of my life or whatever, really came through. So I have a really great, like long friend of mine, Josh Schiffman. So, who is at Essential Provident. Him and I have been friends for like 12 years, something like that. So met like in Chicago.
Wow.
Like at that church.
At the Kaboom Comedy Club.
At Kaboom Church. Yeah.
I love that.
It's fire.
I love that.
It's so great. Yeah. Yeah. Boy, we'll do stories later.
I'm looking forward to it.
But yeah. So we met at that church, and have just been friends for a long time. And it was like 2022. And him and I had have like done a lot of music stuff together and like, written songs together and all these different things just in like Chicago days of our lives. no puns, days of our lives. But you know, in that time in life. And so, yeah, it was like, he called me in 2022, kind of out of the blue. We were catching up, and, he had been, out of Chicago for like a couple years, and I was still there, obviously. And, yeah, he just called me out of the blue and was like, "Hey man, what are you doing?" And I was like literally right now or what? And he was like, no, like in general. He's like, do you want to come write like for a week, like in Nashville, like in a month or something like that? I was like, yeah, that sounds fun. Like, I just kind of thought in my brain, I was like, oh, it's it's like creative spring break. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like, I was like, yeah, dude, I love writing songs. Like, that sounds like a good time. Let's go do it. And so just went literally kind of for fun. Like, I mean, I just, was like, oh, this is a cool opportunity. But like with anything with music and stuff, I mean, it's like, you guys know, it's like you kind of just try to like just sort of neutralize the up and down, the influx of like emotion of like, could this open a crazy door, like whatever. And so I really just went into it, was like, man, this would be really cool to like just like meet other songwriters and meet artists and you name it. And so I came down for like 5 days to Nashville and wrote my face off, because as you guys know, it's like they just will put you in, they'll be like, you're here for 5 days, let's do 15 rides, you know what I mean?
Dude, that sounds
so
fun, but also exhausting.
Yeah, but like nap now.
Need a power nap.
Yeah. And so
and go without eating as well. Like, just skip lunch altogether.
Why do we skip lunch? We always skip lunch.
Whose idea was it to skip lunch?
And it's unspoken. Honestly, it's unspoken.
It's unspoken.
Yeah.
And then if you're a real one, you don't even bring it up.
Exactly. Well, and I feel like I found, if you're a real one, you are a champion of the lunch.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I have a couple friends that are like, they're like Bible about lunch. Like, they're like, it's like 12 o'clock. It's like, we should go for a lunch walk.
Yeah.
And I kind of love it.
Chrissy's like that.
Oh yeah.
Chris,
yeah. Like
she said, I've gone too many years without lunch.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Life's too short to not lunch.
You know to not lunch,
Why don't we do that? Anyway.
So you go for a week.
So I go for a week.
Rights.
I go down and was like, cool, this is gonna be fun. It was a blast. It literally, as I'm like leaving the Friday that I'm wrapping up, and I'm like getting in the car to drive back, and I'm just like I remember like stopping and like putting gas in the car, and was just like kind of just standing there, like thinking about it, just reflecting on the week. Like, I was just, because when it's so fast paced, and you're like, you're meeting new people every day, which is like great for somebody like me, because I'm ADHD to the max, if you can't tell. And like, so I'm just like standing there, like just kind of like taking it all in. I'm like, man, what just happened? I'm like, okay. And it felt like I went from like black and white to like 4K color.
Oh man.
So it was like, and I was like, what is that? Like, why? Like, that's crazy. Like, and I think that was kind of this start to realizing like the grace was shifting, and that God was kind of like moving the grace from one area to another. And so, yeah, long story short, I got back, they called me and they were like, hey, we'd love for you to come back and do it again. And so I did that handfuls of times through that whole year, through 2022. And and then at the end of 22, signed with the Central, and then we moved to Nashville.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing. And so then you've been full-time writing now for what is that, 4 years? Almost 4 years. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
It's incredible.
That is so cool. And just to see that God was doing that, it's so incredible. Like, I feel like when you truly find it in the right season, what you're called to do, that's the best description I've ever heard, is it goes from black to white to 4K color. It like something awakens in you and you're like, whoa, this is what I'm created to do. And I enjoy it. Like, it's a pleasure to wake up and do what God's called me to do. It's not supposed to be like horrible. It's supposed to be like, even if there are challenges and there things you have to overcome, or even if you are tired or you have to like fight for lunch, but like you still enjoy it.
Yes.
You know, because it's like what you're created to do.
You do. Yeah. Yeah. Because you've been graced for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've been graced for it. And, you know, or, you know, it's the assignment or you name it.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I think like, yeah, I don't know. It just makes me think of like growing up in like 90s church culture where it's like, you know, it's like you're like youth group down at the altar and you're like, if you can use anything, Lord, you can use me, you know, and you're like, but please don't make me a missionary and make me go to another country. You know what I mean? Like you're just like
not
terrified.
Uganda, Lord.
Yeah. It's like you can use me for anything, just not that, please, God. You know?
Anything.
And it's so funny because it is weirdly kind of almost like paradoxical, I think, like, because like there's part of me that's like, well, I think God just wants to use the thing that like you're really stoked about because that makes him stoked.
Right.
You know? And
that's what he put it in you.
Yeah. Like it's like turns out he wants to use your gifting.
Yeah.
You know? But then like there's the other half of it, which is like that will probably also involve like your Achilles heel. Because that's how he gets glory out of it.
Yeah.
You know.
What do you mean by that? Please expand.
So it's Paul in 2 Corinthians 12.
Yeah.
It's that thing. It's the thorn in the flesh thing where it's like okay, cool. You know, Paul has that thorn. I mean, I can go into it, whatever, but I mean, you guys know. But it's like, you know, it's like Paul has a thorn in his flesh, and he's like, he asked the Lord 3 times to take it away. Yeah. And he's like, God says no.
Yeah.
That's good.
Like he tells Paul no. Yeah. He's like, and he's like, and Paul's basically like, this is like debilitating. Like whatever it is, like, you know, scholars talk about, they're like, it's a mental thing or it's a physical thing or whatever, like whatever it is, it's debilitating.
Yeah.
Like it's like preventing him. And he's like telling the Lord that, like, he's like, this is like getting in the way at this point. Like I can't do what you're asking me to do, you know? And the Lord's like, no, because grace is sufficient, you know? And he says, because my power is made perfect in weakness.
Yeah. Right. Because if we could do it on our own, we wouldn't even lean on the Lord.
Yeah. Right. And later in that passage, there are some translations where it like talks about, where he says because my weakness, is like a portal for the power of God. And so, so it's, when I say it's twofold, that's what I mean by that. It's like when it's like, oh, it's your gifting, but it is also your Achilles heel.
Right.
Yes.
You know? And usually those things, I've found, at least in my life, it's like they tend to go hand in hand.
Yeah, that's good.
Because God wants to get glory out of it.
That's really encouraging.
That's real.
That's real right there. That's really good.
And so like for like how it applies to my life, I guess, to help really drive the nail in, you know, it's like I grew up, you know, growing up with music and like singing and all that stuff. It's like, that was always what I thought. It was like my dream was like front a band for the rest of your life. You know, it was like, that was the dream, and never really had like songwriter on the bingo card. Like I loved writing songs. Yeah. But it was always kind of a daunting thing, I think, for me, where like I loved the climbing the mountain aspect of it, and the like, you know, the digging around until you find it. Like I love that part of songwriting. Like I love the work of songwriting, and the like, we're not gonna, we're not gonna.
I love that about you.
It's my favorite.
Oh, it's
my favorite. I mean, I will chase that every time.
Yes, I love that too.
I love the feeling of like we're not gonna get it.
We're not stopping.
And when that turns into, oh, we got it. It's the best. Yeah, it's the best. How could you not love it? You know,
that is, dude. I remember when we wrote Gallows, that was like 8-hour day.
Yeah.
And you were down.
Yeah.
You were down to write for 8 hours on one song.
Oh, get the shovels out. I'm like, let's go. Like,
I found my people.
Yes, man.
This is awesome.
Shouts out.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Not everybody's like that.
Totally. Yeah. Well, I mean, and I think, and that's okay. Like, you know, like that's okay. I mean, I think that
not everybody's called to songwriting, but those who
sure
are.
And even within songwriting, I think that it can look different for everybody, you know, you know, and it depends on the song you're writing in the room and all the things and the context and, you know,
you're right.
Yada,
you're
yada.
Right. Thank you for bringing that back into perspective.
For sure.
Please forgive me if I offended anybody.
Yeah. We are not writing the commandments here. Like,
jumping off the cliff.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Clearly I am one man. Yeah. And, but yeah, I think like, you know, I think like for me personally, again, going back to the Second Corinthians thing real quick, it's like, as that ties in, it's like, I never thought that wasn't how I sized up songwriting in my life. Like I wasn't like, oh yeah,
I'm going to be a professional songwriter
right.
and help other artists.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
Wow.
It was like, I was like, I love writing songs. Again, it's probably just like that 10-year-old kid in me who's like every artist writes their own song. You know what I mean? So it's like, I guess that's part of it. I got to figure out how to do that, you know?
Right. You were doing that because you thought that that's what had to be done, but
correct.
your actual desire was to sing and lead like from the front of a band.
Yeah, because I just love playing in a band.
Dude,
I just love playing in a band because it's like, what's more fun? It's like than just being with a couple of your friends and being in a band. It's the best. Dude. You know what I mean? But so it was a means to an end for that. It was like, well, we're gonna, you know, if you're in a band, you need songs, man. Wow. And
then God's
and
like,
it's probably gotta be you who writes them.
You're going to be a songwriter for this season.
And it turns out, little did he know. Talking about me.
You're narrating the story.
Yeah.
Little did you know.
Yeah, it's like Will Ferrell, Stranger Than Fiction. You guys haven't seen that movie? Fantastic movie.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
but that was that. That was the tie to that. So I was like, you know, never on the bingo card to be like.
That's like all of our stories, dude.
But that's what I mean.
Like all of our stories.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying though. But that's and then that's the callback to 2 Corinthians. It's like the thought of that at the time would have been like, oh dude, I can't do that. That's like, it's like, I mean, yeah, I can write songs, but like I don't feel qualified to be like a professional songwriter. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm like, I don't know if I had that in me.
Oh yeah, you definitely do.
To do that. Well, but like it's the fruit of all the stuff, the secret place stuff, the preparation, the refinement, the like whatever. And the like, they're like, okay, here, I'm just showing up to do this thing, all those things. But like,
and saying again, yes to the Lord when it looked differently than what you thought it was going to look like.
Big time. Yeah.
That's huge.
Big time.
Because that's in my own life. Like I thought things would look differently, but then the Lord, he challenged me. Would you build here? He actually asked me to stay in Charleston. Like I was going to like, I was ready like in college to go all different routes.
Totally.
But he asked me in college to stay here. And I didn't want to be in ministry. Mm-hmm. But then he asked me to get in ministry. Mm-hmm. And I was like, no, my parents were in ministry. So, you know, it's like the last thing we want to do is be in ministry when your parents were in ministry. Because you see all behind the curtain. You see all of the betrayal and people who hurt your parents.
Oh, I know it.
So it's like, why would I want to do that? And then I said yes. And so it's just like, that's not really what I wanted, Lord. But it's like, then when you say yes to the Lord, he gets you to the assignment that you're actually called for. And then you're like, it's like 4K colors. Like, whoa, it can look like this?
It's the best.
It's like, but you just have to trust the process. You have to trust like when he's taking you a route that you didn't think would get you to where you are actually created to be.
Correct.
And now you're starting to sing more. Praise the Lord.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah.
Because
it's so fun.
You know, and when I first met you, all I knew was your songwriting. I didn't know the singing thing.
Sure. Yeah.
So then like a year and a half ago, I heard you sing for the first time. I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh yeah, at the camp. Yeah.
He sang the song that's going to be on our Remind Me project, which is going to be the featured track, Remind Me. He's singing the song. And we wrote it together with Mike C. Song. And oh my gosh, I was like, you are literally like a lamp hiding under like a what's that scripture? A bowl? Like,
oh, you're too kind.
I'm like, get this out there now.
The light of the world.
I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
don't cover up your lampstand.
Yeah, I'm like, this is like actually really talented. Like, no, what are we doing here?
One Southern boy to another, sing boy, sing.
Sing boy, sing. Yeah, so we're excited about that. That's coming out September 23rd. You got to hear Nick's voice, gorgeous.
Yes.
And the way he sings this song, I think you come from that place of meaning it. You know.
Yeah.
You really mean what you're singing. And it hits different. It hits different when someone sings it.
That's the goal.
So I'm excited that you're getting more into that. And I think the Lord is going to open that more. I think that that leading and singing is going to be more and more because there's no way he gave you that talent to hide it. No way. No way. He just was, he was just getting you in another way.
Yeah. Jesus getting you in through the back door.
Yeah. Or the side door. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Facts. Yeah.
We'll skip the line moment.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and like even that, like even the skip line is so good. but even that, it's like, I don't feel like I skipped a line. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, look, which I know we're just right. But like, but it's just funny to think about because I do, like, I don't, and I think, I feel like a lot of times the Lord is waiting until you can actually be open-handed with something.
Yeah, that's good.
Which is like, man, we'll just throw you for a loop in the best way. And it doesn't feel like it's the best until you're on the other side of it, because you don't, this is going to sound weird, but it's like you don't care. Like you're like, yeah, God, I don't care what we do. You just tell me where we're going.
Yeah. You trust him.
Yeah.
It's in that moment where you're not trying to like cling on to control and like, you're just like finally surrendered, that God like brings all of these opportunities and things. And it's just like, cause they don't have control over you.
Yeah.
Cause you're confident in who you are in Christ and like, you know him.
Yeah. 100%.
It makes a whole difference.
He does it in a season or in a time that like he knows like, okay, I can give this to you now. It always makes me think about like, even when you don't necessarily recognize it,
right?
You know,
yeah.
But it makes me think about the parable of the talents, because like he gave to each one according to their ability.
Great, yeah.
You know, and so the whole point is like, you know, God has this view that we necessarily don't, right? Yeah. But like he knows like, okay, this is the time. And then in faith, you step into it and you start to realize that I can't do it without you. I need grace. Like but there's been some kind of innate ability that he has put inside of each one of us to be able to answer and give him, you know, our stewardship and ROI, you know, return on investment in a sense.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
so like,
right.
It's real.
Yeah. That parable is so on. Yeah. That parable is so on.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. It is that for
and
sure.
What's crazy about that too, as I was telling the guys in our group, everybody in our group a couple of weeks ago, we were just talking about it, is like the reward for stewardship is more, because they came back when the master came back to the servants. It was like, oh, you turned this into this. Great. You can be entrusted with more.
Yeah, that's
you
it.
know? So it's good.
That's really good.
That's money, man.
Well, we hope this conversation has been encouraging to you guys. It has been encouraging to us. And so we are going to move on to our next segment, which is Praise or Pass, where we're going to get Nick to react to a viral video and see if he would praise it or pass it.
Super soon.
See, this is our God. This is our God. This is who He is. He loves us. And this is our God. This is what He does. He saves us.
That sounds so good. That has no reason to sound that good.
No, listen, dude, cajones are unmatched and unrivaled.
But they had that thing caged.
Okay, yeah, sorry. So do I do my thing? That's a hard praise.
That's a hard
praise, dude.
Harsh.
That's a hard praise, dude. I was raised on the Jesus drum in middle school, dude.
Okay, elaborate.
AKA the djembe.
Okay.
Remember the djembe days?
I know.
Did you guys oh God. Okay, here we go.
No, that didn't make it down to the Low Country.
It's
Make it to the chuck. It's only in the Met, baby.
I don't know what y'all was doing up there in the Midlands, but
yeah, that was the Midlands.
That was the Midlands?
Was not us.
What's the
that was the Midlands. Apparently djembes were popping off in the Midlands, dude. The Jesus drum is as we coined it. The djembe was just like a big like bongo that you had, like similar vibe to that. But and then I feel like cajon, or the Ragin' Cajun, as some would say, kind of dethroned the djembe as the youth group drum of the nation.
Absolutely.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
It's taken over.
Yeah, it's sort of like it's like Toyota put out like the updated model. It's like the
it's like
Gen 6 of of the youth group drum.
Exactly.
Of the Bible study circle drum. You know?
Okay, so
yeah, but I'm for sure praise on that.
Okay, but I know so many people who are like so anti drum cage, and now we're caging cajones.
Oh, is that the question? Okay.
No,
Is
no.
that
Oh, just
But
perspective.
just the general.
Let's get into this though.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah, like the general thoughts. Like, first of all, I'm gonna pass on all the lights going on.
On every hit.
I will say I'm not passing on bro's voice though.
Dude, the whole
yeah.
thing sounded
Dude,
good.
like Owl City worship.
Yeah.
Go.
That
Let's go.
like he could have literally attacked 10 million fireflies. Jesus. And I would have been in. I would have been like, yep.
My dog.
I'd been like,
He
yep.
said, take me there.
Take me there.
Like, are we worshiping in a hot topic right now? I'm down, dude. I'm like, he's got that Spencer's gift and
Yeah, okay. He really does. Like, that sounded good. The cajon, I think, was mic'd and in the cage. Whatever setup they
Bro,
did, it sounded
they got
great.
them now where like you can literally like plug them in. They're like electronic and like,
Whatever
Oh, wait, like the
they did.
cajon?
like yeah.
No,
yeah.
oh yeah, you're right.
I've seen
Yeah,
'em.
that
It's
tracks.
crazy.
I
Yeah.
have
It sounds
questions.
fire.
I have questions about their setup. I have questions about, like, why is it caged and why is every light being changed?
I do
on
like
every
that.
beat? I'm like,
I do
I'm
like
so
that.
distracted.
Do you think it's a youth group scenario?
Okay, if it's a youth group scenario, I praise it. We need a little distraction.
Yeah, then we're in. We're in on youth group scenario.
We're in.
Okay, so where are you in if that 8:30 Sunday morning you walk in?
I'm like, let's just unplug the lights. Let's just unplug the lights. Keep the cajon in the, like, however they had that sounding so good, let's keep it.
Well, I mean, like if you think about it, like it looked like a pretty big building, so the acoustics in there were probably like crazy. I'm thinking
the ceilings looked high.
Yeah, they did.
Like
Yeah, right, like real like chapelish type stuff. You
Yeah,
know?
I have so
if
many
that is
questions.
youth, that's better than any youth room I was
I've ever heard. Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Without that cage, that thing might you may not have ever heard the guitar.
That's what I'm saying.
But
like,
I do love that they caged him though.
I know. Like, that is crazy.
They're like, this is a little aggressive.
It's a little tough.
It's just,
This is a little-
He's beating on this box, guys. We just gotta.
It's just we don't want to hear it that close. We want to be able to control it.
There you go.
Dude, but like,
I feel like it would be one of those things where like if they were like it's such like an insurance policy of the cert. Like they're like yeah, well in case we don't want drums in at that point, like sound guy can just be like,
boom. You're done.
imagine if it's a real drum set, you'd still hear it. But I
Yeah.
actually don't think you would hear him if you turned
Yeah, not in one of
you
those.
took him out of the house.
Yeah, not in
Just-
one of those.
It'd be like just silently
You
in
would
there,
just-
just slapping his heart out.
You would still
Worshiping,
see
lights
him?
still
Could you
going.
Because the lights would
Imagine.
still be going on,
Yeah, he's just
Oh.
vibing in there,
Yeah,
but you don't hear him.
yeah, man.
but you can't hear him.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Honestly, I'd be like, can I go in there with him? That sounds like a good time. Yeah.
Okay. So we praise it. We have questions.
I'm praising. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to know. Like, I just want to know.
I'm praising because anybody who's watching, work with what you got.
That's right.
Yeah.
Take what you got
Kaboom.
and work it. Kaboom, baby.
Kaboom! Like, you
That
don't
just becomes like catchphrase.
don't just try to be everybody else. Like, work
They're
with
like, oh
what
yeah,
you
Nick's
got.
that kaboom guy. Yes, work with what you got.
And where you got
That's
it.
it.
And if it's in a cathedral, if it's a cajon, if it's a drum cage, if it's like 20 lights going on at the same time, whatever you got, work
Let
with
that
it.
thing rip. Go.
Let it rip.
Worship
And
the Lord,
be
man.
genuine about it.
yeah,
And they made it sound the best they could. That sounded good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sounded good.
It's
was
joy
bomb.
coded.
It's joy coded.
It's
for
joy
real.
coded. So
Have fun.
Praise.
Praise. All right, next segment, we're going to move into frequently asked questions. We're going to ask him some of the questions that you guys had about songwriting in previous discussions. All right, so our frequently asked question today, we want to get into songwriting. And some of the questions are, how do you prepare for songwriting? Like, you're walking into all of these rooms, okay? And so you're working as sometimes a top liner, supporting artist. Sometimes I think you're the track writer.
yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
So then what exactly do you do to prepare? Do you prepare at all? Do you ever come with ideas? Do you rely on the artist to come with ideas? And if that doesn't happen, do you quickly
Yeah.
step in?
Man. First off, I will try to feel qualified to answer this, but maybe every songwriter would feel like this. I don't know. But man, it's such an interesting question because I feel like to just answer it personally for me, like, I feel like this probably sounds very irresponsible, so I will qualify it on the back end. I feel like I typically won't do much to like prepare like day of necessarily, you know, like I'm a dad, I have 2 kids, you know, like, so I'm usually like helping my wife get them ready, get them off to school, you know, it's just
Yeah.
parent stuff,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? And so a lot of preparation is usually just like on the car ride there.
Yeah.
And so
And what does that look like? What is prep? Because sometimes some songwriters say their whole life is the prep. Like they just stay
and I think
receiving.
I'm in that category. I think you're like constantly kind of gathering things
Yeah.
like all the time. But truthfully, like especially I'm like writing for other people with other people, like in co-writing, you know, I don't like, I have ideas that I will bring in and I'll bank them as I get them from life, and
Yeah.
you know, constant just absolute catastrophe hurricane of like a notes app, you know, classic.
Yeah.
You know, so like I have that, but I think I'm more of the DNA, or just the way that I'm coded, like in how I view co-writing, is that I think that like again, and this is one man's perspective, but I'm of the point of view that like if I'm coming in to co-write with somebody, I'm just coming in to serve them. And
That's
so it's like the passage like they that bless others, they themselves will be blessed, like idea. So, and it's like which that really just means, to unpack that for a second, that just means like as you serve others, like you will be filled,
Yeah.
like your heart will be filled.
That's
Right.
good.
You know, XYZ. And so that's kind of like, I guess, like the ethos like that I take is just
That's
like,
good.
man, I'm there to lift somebody else's arms up, and like lift the artist's arms up, like whoever that is, or whoever
That's
we're writing
good.
for.
That's good.
Because at the end of the day, it's like, I think the best songs, and this points to like artists bringing in songs, it's like, I want that to happen. Like, because I think, really incredible artistry, or some of the most authentic artistry, is just like a heart sincerely poured out, like whatever that is.
Yeah.
And so like, while I could come in with like a fun, clever, you know, concept for a song, it's like, for as many times as they've been used like in a room, they've also haven't been, you know. And so to just like dispel any mysticism around it, where, you know, where it's like, oh, the job is to be the songwriter and come in and have the big idea, you know. I mean, there is a place for that, for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
But
But sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes it's just letting
right.
someone else have that and
Yeah.
supporting it.
And I would say like my favorite rights are those,
Yeah.
is because I really love like helping like dig deep into somebody who's like and really like championing what they have to say,
That's good.
and what the Lord's put on their heart, you
That's
know.
really good.
Yeah, so you know, in terms of like prep, I feel like it usually just ends up like looking like heart posture for me, where I'm just
That's
like,
good.
I'm like, cool, man, like how do I really like come in and like be leaned in and be present with somebody? And if they don't know what they want to say, like, yeah, I've got a notes app full of ideas, but like, what if we just talked for 45 minutes and we just talked about life and what the Lord's doing in you? And, you know,
Right.
I bet we'd find something to write a song
Exactly.
about.
Yeah, you find that
Exactly.
anchor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
good. That's really good.
And so yeah, for as unprofessional or dysfunctional as that sounds,
No, it
you
doesn't.
know,
It's
it was,
great.
yeah, I'm probably the inefficient rebel rouser again, where it's just like, just, yeah, man, pull out the shovels.
Exactly.
Let's dig until we find something, or let's feel around until we find a
Right.
window to heaven. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good. And I feel like too, when you go in open-handed like that, not coming with an agenda or stuff, like you're leaving room for the Holy Spirit to really partner with you in the moment. Like, I think
Yeah.
if we live our lives receiving, like, as a songwriter, thinking like a songwriter, capturing ideas, we're
Correct.
crafting, we're working on our craft,
Correct.
but then we go into sessions open handed, like, Holy Spirit, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
He could do crazy stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And you can write songs that was not even in your agenda, but it was on the heart of God. And so it's really incredible. And so the one of the other questions people had was how do you grow your craft as a songwriter? What are practical things you would say to a new songwriter to get where they want to be in a professional level?
Write 1,000,000 songs.
1,000,000.
Yeah. I mean, not necessarily that number, but you know,
Reps.
but write, but
100
write
songs a year.
Yeah. Write as many songs as you can
Yeah.
and show people your songs, show other people, like, and don't just show your
Mother.
sister and your dad and, you know, and your best friend who are like, we're proud of you no matter what. Like, show, you know what I mean? Which is great,
Right.
you know, like, but, like, yeah, like find other songwriters, like find, other people to get around that you can just show them and just say,
Yeah.
hey, like, you know, and I would say, like, whenever you show them too, like, you know, like think through and even like have like questions, be like, hey, do you think like, what do you think about this specific line? Like, get specific, you know,
Yeah.
like, and I think the more that you can like seek, like, just refinement like that, or like critique like that,
Yeah.
you know, in a healthy way,
That's really good.
with people that you trust,
Yeah.
and people, yeah, just that you trust. Like, I think that that's a big part of growth.
Yeah.
But, and then I think the other side of it is like just realizing that and knowing that it's like a muscle that has to be worked and maintained.
Yeah.
You know, like part of like the life component that we're talking about of just like, kind of, I guess I would phrase it as like constantly having your antennas up,
That's good.
you know, of like, cool, like, well, at any, you know, it's like, man, there's probably 100 song concepts flying around us in a day. And a lot of it comes down to like, are we aware enough to grab them and bag them? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And are we stewarding it fast enough? Because then
Here one
we've
moment,
seen
gone the next.
someone else
Right.
someone else will do it.
Right. Yeah.
You know, if you don't grab
that's
that
real.
idea,
Yeah,
it will be
somebody
gone.
else will do it. Somebody else will do it. And I'm probably even like less of a pusher of like that like competitive idea of it, where it's like I do think that's real, because I do think that like you know, like the Lord like will speak to his church like as a whole. So then like there's like similar it's like, if you ever notice where it's like where it's like 4 or 5 worship songs all talking about the same thing come out
like-
at the same time, and you're like what? Like,
And they don't even know each other. None of the
right,
songwriters
yeah,
know each other.
yeah. So
They
that's
don't-
real, you
That's
know.
definitely real.
But like I think that like even before all of that, it's more like I've just found Jesus so many times, like just for my life, in the like the chase and the hide and seek game of like, what
Yeah.
is it? Where is it? Like where's the word?
That's
like,
good.
You know what I mean? Like
So fun.
in the creative process, you know, and where it's to the point where it's like, then it feels like it's not even about the song. It's
not
just
even
like,
about the song.
it's
It's
just
about
like,
finding the
just like,
Lord.
oh, there you are, Jesus. You know what I mean?
It's so good,
It's the
dude.
best. And so it's like, yeah, I think it's more, that's more the motive behind it is like, you know, if you just live with your antennas up every day,
Exactly.
and you're just like, okay, cool. Like, Lord, are you trying to get something to me through this? Or like, or hey, or, you know, it's like, man, you know, it's like I have an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old, and it's like, we'll get hit with just like heavy revy stuff out of nowhere, just like sitting in the backyard talking to them, sitting on the trampoline, like, you know what I mean? And it's
Wow.
just like, whether they're asking me questions about stuff or they'll just do something and like interact, and I'm just like playing with them, and it's like,
Wow.
man, I encounter the Holy Spirit just as much there as I do
Right.
in church on a Sunday. Like, you know what I mean? It's
Right.
all the same, you
Exactly.
So true.
know? And so I think that if you just have your antennas up, you know, you'll be surprised at how kind of constantly like simmering you are,
Yeah.
you know, where just at any point when it's like, you just start talking to somebody else, and then you're like, the burner's already on, So
Yeah.
then, like, as you're talking to them, it's like,
That's good.
well, I'm sure there's a song in you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's so good.
Anyway, I don't know if that's helpful.
That
but
was extremely helpful.
Yeah.
And we hope you guys got so much from that, because there's so much to glean from that. And so thank you so much, Nick, for taking the time to come and be a part
Thanks
of this
for
podcast.
having me, y'all.
You are a gem.
I
and
love this
so
family.
be looking out for Remind Me coming out September 23rd.
Woo, woo.
And we're excited about that. And we hope you tune into the next episode of Protect the Altar podcast.